Morning, everybody. It is 8:10 a.m. It is November 22nd. Welcome to my channel. Yesterday, we broke out of bounds and we didn't go super far, but we did break out. Now, yesterday's session, oh boy, was that volatile. That was very volatile, whipping back and forth. And basically, why that happened was um, gamma flip points in the SPY and in the NASDAQ are the Qs, right? You generally don't whip back and forth through gamma flip points. You just don't generally do that. They either hold a support or resistance. You don't see them get whipped through. So that caused some volatility yesterday because let me see, just make sure I give you the right levels here. 590 in the SPY and 500 in the Qs. Okay, those were the flip points yesterday. So if you notice early on, you kept whipping through those, right? You generally, like I said, don't do that. That's what was causing the volatility yesterday. Okay, so market makers and dealers have to keep hedging, right? And then finally it found its footing and the market went higher. But early on, tech was weak, kind of stayed kind of weak. So that put a little weight on the Qs on the NASDAQ, okay? Google was definitely weak yesterday. Um, yeah, it was just, Microsoft sold off right at the open, like Nvidia uh, opened up, sold off, but then became positive. But just, yeah, tech was not strong yesterday. Okay, so that's what happened yesterday. Now, without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name is Stephen Gonzalez. I use volume profile, a market profile to find structure in the markets, along supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the preceding day. That's my edge. That's how I look at the markets. And boy, yesterday was volatile. Okay, but structure is usually king. Okay, now in a super volatile market like that, my internals are not as reliable because the market just moves so fast. So I can get like a reading. Like yesterday, the internals were weak in holding under 59.20, which generally in a normal market where it's not whipping, that is bearish, right? But things flipped on a dime yesterday. And my read in a volatile market, I got to remember structure is more king than the actual internals, because the internals only show you like moments in time because it can change like that. So yesterday, it's kind of what happened. Um, so anyway, just giving you a little recap of yesterday. Now, hopefully every day you can come join me 8:10 a.m. Give you the news, give you the updates, tell you what's going on in the markets. It's your one-stop shop. Have a cup of coffee, tea, water, whatever, and just listen to your boy. I'll give you the recap, give you what's going on in the market today. All right, my outlook, of course. Ooh, large orders hitting the tape here. Of course, once the market opens up, new data, and then I decide to put risk on. Of course, I make some trading videos. Hopefully, they're education purposes, and you can see the criteria that I use to enter. Okay, and I post them on my X account. That's at Gonzo719. I put them on my YouTube Shorts. Please check them out. Please leave a comment or a question. Also, TikTok Gonzo719 Trader. All right, so hopefully you guys can check those out and see. Oh, hey, Muhammad, I haven't seen you in a while. Good morning. And see, when I decide to put risk on. All right. Of course, always smash the like button if you can. And we're going to get right into the watch list and see what's moving futures this morning. Here we go. Whoa, Pancake. Oh my God. Happy to see you guys back. I mean, I'm not sure if you're just chatting today or you've been back, but anyway, just happy to see you guys. All right. Now, let's get into it here. All right. So, who's leading here? Let's look at it together. It's silver, up 1.04%, followed by the dollar. So, the dollar is making a move, boy. So, the dollar's making a move, and gold is back to 2,700. And the only reason for that is the geopolitical concerns with Russia and Ukraine with Putin. I just saw Putin said if he does fire a missile, because the missile he fired didn't have a warhead on it, I believe. He just was proving that he could fire one. So he said he would warn civilians if he did that. So this is getting kind of crazy over there. So gold's getting some love. We have to see, Muhammad. I'm gonna check that out. We're gonna look at that. Um, so dollar is rising. 30-year bonds being bought today. So 30-year bonds being bought today. Russell's up 0.32. The Dow's up 0.08. ES is down 0.07. Bitcoin's down 0.13. Now crazy MicroStrategy yesterday, where Citadel, I believe, has a short position, and that thing just like was tanking. Now it's up this morning, I believe, but they have a short position in it. That Michael Saylor uh, keeps buying more Bitcoin. So Nasdaq's down 0.16. Crude, interesting, is just can't get out of its own way. It's kind of an ultimate balance as well. So 10-year yield, remember that 4.4 yield is being resistant. It's not being able to get over it. Okay, it's down 0.84 today. Ether's down 0.96, and the VIX is down 2.62%. Okay, Mag 7 Plus, let's check it out. Who's leading the pack today? It's Tesla. Tesla. Okay, so Tesla is up 0.43. So not a lot of leaders here. Tesla up 0.43. Apple's up 0.14. That's not big leaders. Okay, let's go to laggards here. We have Nvidia is down 0.51. Coinbase down 0.76. And Alphabet or Google with that lawsuit. I think it's about Chrome or search or something like that, antitrust. Usually it doesn't affect markets as much, but it is. All right, that's down 0.85. So Google took a good dip yesterday. All right. I think long term doesn't mean much, but like for the short term, it does. All right. So let's look at the top sectors here. Who's leading here? Is Salesforce up 0.59, followed by Procter and Gamble. So some staples getting some love this morning. Procter and Gamble, Walmart, Uber's up 0.30. That's an industrial, the second largest holding in the XLI sector. All right, industrial sector. Now, who's lagging here? Is really the only laggard is Disney, down 0.28. I mean, Chevron's only down 0.08. Okay, let's move on to the swing trade list and see what other stocks are moving markets here. Ross. Okay, Ross reported earnings. I guess they were good, up 0.685. That's retail, so all their other retails getting sympathy out of that. Soundhound's up 5.16. Viking Therapeutics up 3.31. Abercrombie and Fitch, all right, another retail up 3.19. Donald Trump up 2.82. Datadog up 2.54. AstraZeneca's up 2.27. Supermicro Computers, all right, it's been making a move lately. Up 2.09. Dell up 2.04. Affirm up 1.76. MicroStrategies back up to 1.74. Maybe we'll just round out to the 1%ers here. SoFi up 1.53. Kohl's up 1.28 retail. Gold Junior Miners up 1.28. And ON up 1.09. And Nike up 1%. And gold up 1%. Okay. Let's look at the laggards here today. Looking at Reddit. Reddit's down 7.10%. Marimoning down 2.94. Baba's down 2.26. Riot down 1.7. And that's about the laggards, right? Let's move on here to the sectors, the guts. And the leader here is utilities. Now, that's usually not the leader you want, okay? If you want markets to go higher, because utilities don't move the market. Okay, so that's up 0.44, followed by real estate, which doesn't move the market. Okay, followed by discretionary. Discretionary, that's your Tesla, that's why that's up. Okay, that's your Amazon, your Home Depot. Followed by financials, isn't up much. All right, industrials and healthcare is pretty much flat. So everything's kind of flat. And what do you have? Well, below that it's flat. Like with the heavyweights are flat, and communications is down 0.09, and that's because of Google. Okay, that's because of Google. Now, that's the watch list. All right, that's the watch list. We're going to get into some news today. We finally got a little bit of data today that you got to stay away from early on. Okay, so we have S&P Global Composite PMI, Manufacturing PMI, Services PMI 945. Okay, so if I don't see something at 935, I'm not probably trading until after 10, because at 10 we have Michigan consumer sentiment at 10. Okay, so that tends to move markets. Expecting consensus of 73.7, previous 70.5. So yeah, I'm probably going to stay away until this noise settles. Okay, if we look at, let's see if this has any news for me. Otherwise, I have another news thing that we can look at. Yeah, I'm going to go to this other news thing here. All right, let's look at this together. Um, hold on here. All right, check out this news. And it says here, NVIDIA's AI chip. Oh, this is yesterday's news. This is yesterday's. I apologize for that. I apologize for that. Let me see if I have the latest one. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Give me one sec here. I'm going to get that for you guys. All right. All right, let's look at the news here. Sorry about that. All right, so let's see. Exclusive. U.S. FDA finds widely used asthma drug impacts the brain. All right, so that's something going on there with Merck. Gap lifts annual sales target on strong holiday demand. Shares soar. All right. FAA plans to review 737 MAX engine issue after bird strike incidents. DirecTV terminates Dish deal over failed debt swap. Interesting. UK regulator will consider probing Apple's, Google's mobile browsers. All right, let's see what else is going on here. So the Ross stores, let's see. The off-price retailer raises annual profit forecast on Thursday as lower freight and supply chain costs help soften the impact of slowing sales at its outlets, sending shares up after the bell. All right. What else here that I saw moving markets here? Let's see. Ross got a JP Morgan raised target price to 173 from 171. Gap raised target price to 28 from 26. Let's see. BJ's Jeffries raised the target price from 110 from 105. Okay. Let's look at the juice here. Now I did see Gary Gensler, I'm pretty sure his name is, and the SEC chair. He says he's departing on January 20th. Okay. Now Fed Goolsby, it said it makes sense to slow pace of interest rate cuts as the U.S. central bank gets close to where rates will settle. And then here's the Putin thing. Putin, if we use hypersonic weapon against Ukraine, we will warn civilians. All right, so that's tensions are heating up there. All right, let's look at some upgrades, downgrades, and we'll get into daily charts. All right, so upgrades, AbbVie, Every upgraded market performed to outperform. All right. Downgrades, let's do those. Palo Alto got a downgrade from hold to reduce. All right. Initiations, let's check out those. ARM, a semi, initiated overweight. Let's see. Crocs is a buy. Let's see who else. Foot Locker is a buy. Lululemon is a hold. Nike initiated at a buy, so that's probably giving Nike some love this morning. All right. ON, the semi, overweight. ON, the company, is a buy. Roku is a neutral. All right. Skechers is a hold. All right. Let's go to price target changes. Let's look at target raises here. Sometimes this list, all right, Gap target raised. Who else here? DocuSign target raised. Salesforce target raised. That's why Salesforce is up. Chewy target raised. Affirm target raised. All right, let's go to target lowers. Intuit target lowered. All right, that's about it there. I think we're gonna wrap it up there. All right, let's get right into daily charts. Let's get into the meat and potatoes here. All right, let's look at these daily charts together here because we were just in balance, right? All right, let's check it out here. Okay, so look where we were at. 4-day balance here, right? Then yesterday with that volatile session, look at that candle, like a hammer, right? So that was pretty crazy a session, all right? I haven't seen volatility like that in a little bit. Okay, so it closed up here, right? So we did break out of balance and filled the gap. We filled the gap, okay? So basically, last week's lows and last month's highs were support out of this balance, right? I kept saying believe it's easier to the upside, right? Options market was basically pointing towards upside. So where are we now? We're at 593.58. 593.58. So right here, right? Near the close. Okay. So that's not bearish. Obviously, we're holding higher prices. We're holding higher prices. Okay. Structurally, that's bullish. All right. Now, what's in the sights for today? Maybe 598. We'll have to see. 600 is, back to almost all-time highs. Not sure if we get there today. Let's see if we get continuation. All right, let's look at the live look of futures. So you can see futures, same thing. Held last week's lows right here, right? You tried to break it, you held it. Then we got higher low, higher low, higher low, right? This morning, today you got a doji candle. You push down here, right? But we're holding above the 90 MA daily, holding above the 20-day super moving average, right? And now, right, the next destination would probably be around here, right? 60, 30, 60, 40 around. Okay. Don't know where we're going to go necessarily today. This is kind of like a supply zone right here, starting at about 590, 59991. Okay. So we just have to see, right? Do we get continuation? Now, look at this chart here. It doesn't look like much of a breakout in futures, right? Kind of like, look, it's almost didn't break out fully, right? In futures. It's a little different because there's no gaps in futures unless there's a gap down on a Sunday night or an opening on 6 p.m. on the weekdays. Okay. All right, let's look at Qs. Now Qs are relatively weak yesterday. Okay, now look, broke a downtrend, right? Get that off the map. Held last week's lows. Now structurally, look, it never even touched last week's lows. Never touched it. And but look at these wicks. Boom, boom. That was buying excess, right? So did you fill the gap? Not fully. It went into this gap, right? Now, where are we at now? 504.70. 504.70. So you can see the Nasdaq's relatively still weaker than the ES, okay? We're underneath the close of yesterday. So we're down a little bit, but you're holding right above this breakout level. If you start going back into range, yeah, that's not good. Okay, that's not good. So today you're going to be looking at 507.69. That's the bottom of this candle. All right, and let's see where you can go today. Do you move up to this candle 512.70? I don't know. You got a downtrend line here. Let's just see. Expected move today is $6.69. That's the expected move. That would bring us to what, almost 511. So, but that expected move from the options market is right about 70% of the time. Okay, let's look at the futures and see what we got going here. Now, like I said, look at this one big drop in candle, right? And we're inside this candle basically this whole time. So in futures, for the Nasdaq, you're like still within balance. Look at last month's highs right here. It's kind of holding that market. And you're flat 90 EMA daily and like a 20-day simple moving average right here, right? Look at all these wicks. Boy. I mean, that's just showing buying here, right? It's showing buying, like the market can't move lower. Doesn't mean it can't, but it's just showing the buying, right? Every time it moves up, moves down, whoop, gets bought right up, right? So in futures, I'd say we'd probably be looking at like this 209.75, all right? So just have to see. Man, remember, this does not look, this is balanced still, right? Broke out a little bit back here. So that monthly level, let's call it 207.86, I think it is. That's the last month's highs. I think that's a level to watch today. All right. Let's look at our 10-year yield. And that pesky 4.47 yield resistance is still being resistance, right? And then you have, it's just consolidating, right? It's really a tipping point for the bond market here in the 10-year yield. Is it going to go higher or is it going to go lower? I mean, look at this thing all the way up to here, right? And the Fed's cutting rates. So very important right here for this triple-headed monster, okay? Now, second is the dollar, and the dollar is rising today. Look at that. Ooh, kind of got a nice wick there. Went all the way up to 108. Wow. So it just, look at this, just meteoric, just boom, up, pullback, boom, all the way up here, right? Now, just remember, a strong dollar is not the best for equities, not the best for commodities. Okay? So very interesting. All right, so that could only mean your good old euro is tanking. Look at that. There's the euro. Just the opposite, right? Look at that. Just boom. Right? And the yen probably falling as well. Let's just check out that. Yes, the yen's been falling, right? Look at that. So, I mean, that's just why they're the largest weights against the dollar, so that's always going to look like that. Inverse. Okay? Now let's look at our little fear gauge here. Our VIX. And the VIX is still is above 16. That's a nice 1% expected move plus or minus in the S&P 500 at 16 VIX. All right? So we're just chopping around here. All right, so it's a very interesting time, right? The election's over. You got the exuberance with the Trump win. Then we took that back. Now we have war on our plates with Putin. So who knows? We have to see, right? Santa Claus is coming around the corner here. Santa Claus rally. So we have to see. Now the option market's still showing that Santa Claus rally is going to happen. So let's move on to the main event now. And that's the market profile, buying profile. And then we'll analyze this market, Muhammad. Okay? If you're still with me. All right, let's look at it. All right, let's make this a little smaller, a little bit here. All right, let me get my marker out. All right, we always start with structure. Structure. Okay, price is right here, 59.66. Okay, that's where price is right now. Okay, now let's look at our profile. Now the profile is showing balance. Okay, you are creating some volume up here, but if you look at the profile, just outline it. It's kind of balanced still, right? Your still most ultimate balance is still 59.20. Remember I said big moves happen from this balance. Okay, big moves. So if you just look at structure right now, see this is where even me, you can get like fooled with price action is generally, okay, when you start to accept price underneath a big level, you're usually going to go like this and test the other side of bounds. Because what if you think about what happened yesterday? I called it. I said, look at this thin volume. You could expect a correction. That's what happened, right? I almost shorted it, but I didn't. In retrospect, it was worth it to just take even a half risk on this move. Okay, because what happens, there was some exuberance from the open a little bit, right? And then it just started to rip, right? Started to rip, and then it started to go lower, right? And then I was like, ooh, and tech was weak, holding underneath this level, generally bearish. But when the market was doing this and this and this, it was very volatile, and it's hard to read it. And then eventually it found its footing. So look what happened here. I just want to show you guys. Even though it breached this level and started to make some moves, it couldn't find acceptance below it, and once you went back over it, that was all she wrote, right? So structure is always king. When you look back at it and you're not zooming in at price action and immediate price action, it really just held 59.20. That's really what it did. Okay. Now here's yesterday's highs, yesterday's lows. Here's the overnight highs, here's the overnight lows. We're inside yesterday's session. Here's the midpoint of yesterday, 59.46.25. That's the 50% retracement of yesterday's move right here. Okay. So let's look at some levels together and see if we can come up with something here. All right. We got a big supply zone right here. Okay. So our still big levels. I mean, I don't have that. There's a demand zone that's not showing up here that I have. I want to show you guys that. So give me 1 second, because I'm just going to switch here. I'm going to make sure we can see that demand zone. All right, we're back. Okay. I want to make sure so I make sense when I tell you guys the plan here. Okay. Okay, so big time demand zone here. So I marked it because the box is so big, I marked it right here. Okay. It's a 12-hour demand zone. It's pretty powerful. And every time the market, you could even see from yesterday and today, comes in this area, it gets bought. So this area, again, is very important. That's the area, okay? Starting around 59.44, let's call it, okay? That's the overnight low as well. So I just want to see what the market does if it comes in here, okay? Now, of course, you got supply overhead as well, right? So this is a pretty large supply zone. I think it's a 6 hour. So that is a tough one to get through. So really want to see, honestly, what it does here. It's kind of the playground I'm looking at. Okay. So let's just get right into scenarios. I don't want to waste much time here. And I have to admit, what I'm looking at right now, I'm not like licking my chops with what the market's doing. Because you generally, when you see this out of ultimate balance, you see some nice big move. And we didn't have really like a monster move. And now tech is not that strong, right? Like Nvidia's down, Google's down, Meta's down right now. Now that could change. That could change, right? But it's just interesting. It makes it, it puts like a little bit of a weight vest on this move up. You don't have the big powers moving up. Now, yesterday, the overall market was strong. Like stocks that don't move the market were strong. Maybe I can show you the internals real quick, just to give you my um, here real quick. Let me throw them up there. Let's just look at these really quickly. I just want to show you the strength of the overall market. All right, so right in here, okay, I want to show you guys something real quick. All right, sidebar. So the NYSE exchange right here, this is called vol D. Basically, this ratio, okay, is the NYSE exchange, which is every stock on the New York Stock Exchange. Okay, that ratio of buying to selling was 3.71 to 1. So that was the ratio of volume going into up stocks versus down stocks. Now, okay, so that's pretty bullish. Okay, this white line on this graph represents the overall market. It's basically like equal weight and just measures the overall market strength, right? So that was very strong. Okay, you can see the advanced decline of the S&P 500 at the 500 stocks was 372 stocks advancing. Okay, pretty good. And then NQ 100, pretty decent, right? Pretty decent. So when you have that, equal weight leading is not the most bullish. See this graph here is market cap weight. That's actually, this is called the weighted AD here. This graph right here. This is like my bread and butter. Okay, and these bars represent market cap weight. So every stock, every sector in the market has a weight. Okay, like Infotech, XLK, that's your Apple, your Microsoft, your Nvidia, right? So that's the heaviest weight. 31.7% of the market weight is in that sector. So that you want that to be strong. Look at it yesterday. It was not strong, 0.04. Okay, so that's why these bars were underneath the equal weight. That's why this move had a weight vest on it. Just want to point that out, okay? That the overall market was strong yesterday, but market cap weight was not as strong. Okay? So what this graph does, it represents these sectors and it plots it as market cap weight and equal weight. So I can always see, that's not the strongest, right? Just wanted to show you guys that, okay? We'll get back to here. All right. Just wanted to show you guys I have that. Oh, welcome. Praise E. Matthew. You must be new. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Do I have a Discord? That is coming. My Discord is coming. I do have it, but I just, not yet. Maybe in the new year. Okay. Um, And if there's enough interest, obviously I will make that happen, right? But I want to have some more interest in that. Oh, cool. Cool. All right, back to here, and let's get back into scenarios here. I apologize. I just wanted to make sure you guys understand that how I look at the market, how I look at the market, okay, is like oh, cool, Mohammed, cool. Yeah, how I look at the market, all right? Just want to get you guys understand something about my method is I kind of picture me like a mechanic, like a car mechanic, right? And a lot of times somebody will look at the market and be like, that market's just weird. It's weird. It's never weird to me. Okay, because the market internals tell me what's going on under the hood, right? And then that always makes sense to me. Oh, that's why the market's having a hard time because of this sector is weighing it down, or it's not going to move this much because there's not much strength or weakness in the market, right? So that market internals little graph, right? It drives my trades, okay? And you'll see it in my videos. You'll see the market internals graph in my videos as one of my criteria, okay? Because you can see a market like, let's say, selling off, and the market internals is telling me the market isn't that weak. But to price action, it looks weak, right? So then I'm ready to go long because I know the underpinnings of the market is not weak, right? So that's kind of what I want to make sure that how I look at the market. Like I'm a guy that needs to know why something is happening. Like why, right? That's why I use gamma levels. Why is that price like that? Oh, that's a gamma flip point. Oh, that's the largest gamma strike in Nvidia. That's why that's happening. So that's how I look at the market, right? Just wanted to give you that sidebar. And of course, yes, Muhammad, thank you. Because there's always reasons, right? To me, I want to know why did that bounce there? Well, I always know why. It's the only thing that I can't account for is some news catalyst that nobody knows and it moves the market. Other than that, I'm never surprised of what the market's doing. It's never like what is going on? This doesn't make sense. It always makes sense. Okay? It always makes sense. All right. It doesn't always mean that I'm profiting every second from every move, right? Because you have to execute, right? Anyway, sorry for the diatribe. I'm going to get right into the scenarios again. Great chat today. I really like it. Matthew, Jersey, Jersey. Um, the accent. All right. Yeah. It's what's kind of weird. Oh, all right. Now, what's kind of weird is when I listen to my voice back. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I hear my accent. It's kind of weird. Even though I don't, you know, it's how I talk, but it's weird hearing myself. It's like, oh, I got an accent. It's not thick, at least to me, it's not. But all right, let's get into the scenario um, for the 17th time. All right, let's put this up again. All right, let's put it up again. Thanks for the participation today. I love to see it. Pancake, Muhammad, Praise E, Matthew. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so I said around 59.44, 12-hour demand zone, right? So I'm going to be paying attention to this. What encompasses this? We got our ultimate balance level, 59.20, right? 59.20 is the most traded price of the month and the last week. That's a very powerful level. Very powerful, okay? And this move still has juice in it because we really didn't hurt a ton of shorts yet. It's all good, Pancake. It's all good. All right, so what do I want to see? We're inside this supply zone right now, right? We're inside yesterday's session. All right. So if this supply zone acts as resistance, right? Let's say it can't get out of its way and see this most traded price right here, 59.66 of the overnight. And this is the most traded price right here of yesterday. So it's building out volume here. Okay. So this is a little mini bear bull line in the sand right here. All right. So if I'm bullish, okay, a couple things can happen here. If price breaks up here, breaks this supply, and pulls back to this level, right? Because this level possibly can become the new most traded price of the week. All right, 59.70 right here. This you want to play as support and see how high we can go. Okay, now we do have a high volume composite node right here. This used to be the most traded price of the month right there. That's why I have a little box there, and that price is 50, 60, 16, 60, 15, 60, 15, 60, 16, whatever. Okay, that is a possibility. Okay, so remember this level 59.70 can become support. I only want to see it though if it breaks this supply. Once it breaks the supply, okay, that's done. Now I can look at longs. Right? Now, if the market, think about it this way, we're underneath this level now. If it comes through here, same thing, right? The most trades are happening in this area yesterday and overnight, right? So the farther away you go from it, whoever's long here is going to be in pain, right? And then you have thin volume here, right? Let's get Elfie out here. That's a tiny bit of an elephant on a toothpick, right? Can a toothpick hold up an elephant? Well, it shouldn't. Okay. So what that does, and I'm going to clean this up, all right? Remember, this level, 59.70, is a little wall, okay? And like I said, first move is this. Now, if I see another move and it breaks through here, that's fine. This little toothpick can get taken out. And then what happens here? We get into that 12-hour demand, okay? I want to see what price does in here. I got to be patient. This is the overnight low. I want to see how price reacts because what do we have here? We have month-to-date VWAP here, anchored VWAP, week-to-date anchored VWAP, and the 59.20 monster level. Okay, what does the price do in here? Does it bounce out? Because then I want to get long, right? If it hits 59.20 and bounces, I want to get long. Of course, if the market is super weak, I have to literally pause. But if the market internals show me like, oh, this market's not that weak, I'm going to be long, right? And you even have a demand bound here. So we can even push here, and if we do this, I'm long. Underneath here, yeah, I'm not going to be long, okay? All right, let's go to the bear side. Okay, let's switch it around. Okay, so we got a big supply zone here. Remember that 59.70. We're just going to inverse this. Here's that level, right? We're getting volume coming in here, right? Because now we have longs from here that are up in here, right? So what do I want to see here? If the price comes up here, comes back through 59.70, yeah, that's probably a nice little short. And then Elfie comes up with the toothpick, you take it out. So then I probably take some profit here. And then you just got to see, because this is a big demand, all right? See what we do in here. Now, this is the bear scenario. So if we do come through here and we start to take out, now the only thing that would make me happy is taking out this demand and then holding, finding acceptance below 59.20. Then we're going to hit the other side of balance, 58.76. Look to the left, support, support. Tried to go lower, couldn't, and support. Okay, that's a big level. It's a big level. It's last week's lows. If you lose that, sayonara. Do I think we lose it? Probably not. Okay? Probably not. Options market's not telling me it's looking at that move. Okay? That is your short side. All right? Now, I apologize for being a little long-winded this morning. I'm not used to the chat being a couple people talking, which I love. All right? Which I love. All right, so let's look at the NASDAQ now. That's the ES, okay? Let's look at the NASDAQ and see the difference in structure here. All right. Now I notice one thing when I look at this. I don't see much of a breakout, right? It's still in balance, okay? It's still in balance. So let's look at it together. Look at this profile. Beautiful bell curve. That is balance, okay? That is balance. You got excess at the bottom, excess at the top, and balance, right? What's that big level in the Nasdaq? 206.50. 206.50. Okay. Major level, ultimate balance. So Nasdaq has not made these 206.50 shorts feel as much pain. Okay. Hasn't felt as much pain. But remember what I said. When the most traded price of the week and the most traded price of the month are aligned, like they are, a big move is coming. It just hasn't happened yet. Now remember what I said about technology. It's almost 32% weight of the S&P 500. Ah, that's a great question, Matthew. It's a great question. Now, Punkcake or Muhammad, maybe, I don't know if you remember, but last month, October, I used to use Discord to get my gamma levels. And it was a service that this one thing, it was kind of free. Okay. And I used to pull the gamma levels every morning. Okay. However, that service disappeared. And I was like, what am I going to do? And I noticed online the services for spot gamma or these trading ticks or other sites, right? They were um, expensive. So what did I do? I coded my own app with the help of AI. I coded my own app. So now I generate my own gammas. So it was a blessing in disguise. So now I use Charles Schwab's API, and as soon as like anytime I'm done with this stream, that's when I pull my gamma levels for the day. So now I get it myself. So it was a blessing in disguise. So yeah, now I have my own app. So that's awesome. You know, in a million years did I think that I could code in Python with the help of AI and then create my own app? No, but that's the power of AI, right? So let's get back to this major level. Okay, so yesterday, look what it did. Really broke down, right? Past this level. Almost tested, kind of tested this little balanced low area here. Okay, but then got bought up, right? So look what the session's doing now. And we started to fill this little gap here, didn't fill it fully. So this is yesterday's highs, yesterday's lows. Overnight highs, overnight lows. And you got a balanced profile overnight. Okay, very balanced. So you're inside yesterday's session. This is a rolling weekly profile. That's the one you're asking about, right? The blue profile is a rolling week. So this is showing me the week, and this shows me it's the most traded price of the week. And this orange is the month, and it's the most traded price of the month. So they're together. Sorry, that 206.50 is a monster level. Okay. Now, let's look at these levels. Now, look at this white level here. So you notice on my charts I have orange levels and white. Okay. These shows me previous monthly highs and lows and previous weekly highs and lows. The whites are the monthlies, the oranges are the weeklies. Okay. It's very important. So that 207.89 is last month's highs. Price is right underneath it right now. Okay. Notice how some sessions honor this monthly level, right? This is last week's lows, 204.05. We've only tapped it once. Okay. Love to have those on my charts. It just makes everything easier to look at. Okay. So this is pretty similar. And again, my lord, there's a demand zone here as well. And that's annoying. That's annoying because I have it on my other chart. All right. So it's right around here. Right here, there's a demand zone. Okay. Now, let's look at this together. All right, let's see if there's some levels. Obviously, we got a 206.50 in the overnight low right here. Want to see how market reacts to that in a big supply zone as well, right? Now we have kind of a weakish high up here, a 208.89 right here in supply, and over this gap that is not filled above us. There's a lot of resistance up here. Okay, so Nasdaq's got a lot of work to do. All right. Now, being inside yesterday's session isn't the best location. All right, you're inside yesterday's session. All right, so that's why I really want to see what it does here, or what it does really up here for the Nasdaq. Okay, so let's get right into scenarios here. We do have a weak high here. Let me mention that, a confluence high. So we have overnight high and the most traded price of yesterday, 208.44. All right, 208.44. That's important level. All right, so we're gonna get right into it now. I've been long-winded today. Hopefully everyone's still with me. All right, let's get to the Nasdaq scenarios here. And I thank everybody for asking questions today. Punk Cake listening. Mohammed, hopefully you're still there. And Praisey Matthew, welcome again. All right, so let's get into it. Start with the bull. All right, I gotta do you guys right here. I gotta do you guys right. I gotta put that level on the. I can't. I gotta put it on there. It's annoying. It's annoying me. It'll be 2 seconds. It's already back. All right, it's there. Their level's there now. I don't want to do it without having that level on the chart. Just remember, this is also for me. Um, do I pay attention to economic news? Yes. Not so much trading fundamentally, but being aware of the news is dropping. Yes, Chili Billy. Thank you for participating as well. I'm loving this today. Getting a lot of comments today, a lot of chat. I love it. Yes, I do pay attention to news all the time. Okay, but doesn't matter. This is what I'll say about that. Doesn't matter what I think of the news or what I think the news should be. I always look at how the market reacts to the news. That's basically okay. All right, so into the scenarios here. Demand zone right here. Okay, right here, right, right there. We have a month-to-date anchored VWAP right here. Week-to-date VWAP right here, and your monster level 206.50 right here. So I want bulls. Yeah, you're right. I want bulls. I want to see what they do here. Okay, it's a very important level to defend. All right, so same thing here. Okay, I'm going to show you this again. Here's the overnight 208 level, right? This is the most traded price of the overnight. Right there. You can see the volume, right? And you're in a big supply zone. So again, first thing will be, can the bulls take out this supply like this? Boom. No, maybe not that high. Not that high. Like this. Boom. Go over the most traded price of yesterday, right? Now, two things can happen here. You pull back to right yesterday's most traded price and you take off, fill the gap. You hold the 208, you take off. Okay? That's the first thing that could happen because this is a large supply zone. Once you break that resistance, I like a retest. I don't chase. Okay? That's the one. Now, what else could happen? Prices right here, right? Right at last month's highs. Well, what happens if we come into this demand zone? Right? Any kind of pop in here with not weakness in the market or strength, yeah, I want to go long and see if we can fill that gap. See if we can really break out here. Okay? Underneath 206.50, underneath here, anywhere in here, I'm not crazy about Lily Longs down here. Okay, so explanation of balance, right? When we're in balance here, that's horrible balance. Jesus. When balance here and here, let's say, right? Longs are long from down here, right? So generally, yesterday had volatility, right? So it didn't do what normally it does yesterday. But if today is not super volatile, what could happen is as soon as you go under this level and start holding, my expectation would be to go down to the other side of balance, which would be about 204.05. So I'm not really ecstatic but get long down here just because it's balance, and usually you those longs get in pain. Okay, yesterday's volatility saved it. Okay, so that's the longs. Let's go to the shorts. All right, let's go to the shorts. I'm getting very very long-winded today. I apologize. Um, so let's go to the shorts. All right, same thing here. Let's inverse it. Right, here's our supply. Here's our week high, 208.44, because you got overnight high and the most traded price of yesterday's right here. Okay. Okay. Now, here's our level again. It's just inversed, right? We're just going to talk about the bull case, the bear case. Remember, 208, right? Most traded price. So what if we do this? Come up here, can't go over, reject, right? Come through 208. If you come through 208, what do you have again? Thin volume here in the overnight. This could correct right into this area. Okay. If you hit the 206.50, yeah, I'm going to take some profits here. Right now, what do you want to see here? You want to see this taken. Boom. Taken and held. Find acceptance below the level. If you start doing this, we're going to test 204.05, the other side of balance. Okay, you got a demand here, and there's a gap. There's still a little gap that hasn't been filled. Okay? That's what I'm going to be looking for. Now, what could we get again? Okay, what if we do this? We push up, break that week high, 2844, and then we come up with this supply, right? You already know you have a resistance here already and a gap. This could also be a little whoop, and we can roll over as well and maybe go down to here, right? I'm not sure if you got this in it if we do this move, right? Because there's resistance here. That's what I'm looking at today. All right. All right, everybody. Wow. I'm don't usually have this much chat in here. All right. I love it. I love it. And I'm always going to try to answer everybody's questions. Okay. Now, I don't know if Crazy Matthew, this is your first time. I don't know if Chili Billy, this is your first time. I know Muhammad's been here. Puncake's been here. Okay. I welcome the new people. All right. Means a lot to me. G-Man. That's my man. All right. So, hopefully, all right, you guys can join me every day. All right. I'd like to see more of this interaction, right? In questions. All right. Subscribe. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I'm at 198. I'd like to get to 200 just to say I got the 200. All right. So, Chili Billy, Crazy Matthew, subscribe, set an alert. All right. I do this every day at 8, 10 a.m. Your boy gives you the 411. Right. I give you the recap. I give you what's going on in the market this morning, the market news, the leaders and the laggards. Then I give you long and trade short scenarios. All right. And of course, when the market opens, right, once I get this Discord up, I'm going to have the market internals. I'm going to go into depth of what I see under the hood. That makes me put my risk on, right? And so I've had a couple monster trades this week. And if you can, I post them on my X, my YouTube shorts. Check it out. There's a bunch of trading videos there. Check it out. Leave me questions, comments, okay? Put them on my X at Gonzo719. Right? Remember, you check out YouTube Shorts as well. And I have a TikTok, Gonzo719 Trader. Gonzo719 Trader, right? I have my videos there. I feel that they're very well put together of the criteria I use to enter. And, use that as a thing to ask me questions on. Okay? because I put the market internals in there. I put the reason why I take trades. All right, please check those out. All right, and of course, smash the like button. Smash, smash, smash. All right. So everybody, we have our plan today. All right, like I said, right now, what I'm looking at is our overnight sessions inside our real-time trading sessions of yesterday. Um, I'm not loving the trade location right now. Okay, but we have a plan. Okay, got to be patient, and I'm about to do my gamma levels. So I ran a lot later today than I thought, but I welcome everybody that participated in the chat. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Everybody, have a great weekend. And I hope to have this communication again next week. All right? Everybody, have a great day. Remember, no trade's a trade. Stay patient and always have a plan. All right? Everybody, have a great day.